For the pledge, Blake will lead us in this today.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item are the approval and execute of the minutes of November 19th.
So move.
Second.
Acting Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Motion stands approved. The second item are the minutes for the meeting of November 21. A motion?
So move.
Second.
Acting Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye. Motion stands approved. At this time, we'll have Blake Rear take the official oath of office, and our prosecutor, Jim Plays, is going to administer. And you want to come up and Blake, do you want to go front and center?
I have to sign my life.
Okay.
Last time acting.
No more acting.
No more acting.
Stand by.
Wherever.
Okay. Don't go too fast. You already had practice on this. Well, I got it up there in writing too, but I'm still.
Just say the,
Oh, you have to get together? Oh, no. We're coming this
you guys
way.
are so big. I lost
Right here?
this. I'll stay behind them.
Okay.
Good. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Blake Rear,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent upon me
all of the duties incumbent upon me
as County Commissioner
as County Commissioner
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
This I do as I shall answer unto God.
This I do as I shall answer unto God.
Congratulations.
I hear the real thing. I'd like to welcome all of Blake's family. I believe his sister's here, and his brother, and his son, his two sons, and his brother-in-law. Congratulations to all of you for Blake. All right, the next item, there's a request of the board to execute resolution 13207, itemizing the financials, and Heidi will go over those for us. At least the highlights, anyway.
We have an appropriation transfer from the contingency account to return appropriations to the sheriff's office for reimbursements deposited into the general fund. Supplemental appropriations for the pretrial release, pre-sentence investigation, and intensive supervision funds for state grant remittances. Cash transfers out of the general fund for 2013 local matches for the Sheriff's Violence Against Women and Victims of Crime Act grants. Travel request for the engineer's office. Payment to Concord Road Equipment for the purchase of a dump body plow spreader and install on a 2013 cabin chassis for the engineer's office in the amount of $128,504.88. Payment to the Safety Company LLC for the state term purchase of a STS 670 Gap Vax MC Series combination jet backing truck for the Department of Water Resources in the amount of $377,585, and a payment to Gottschalk Building Company for pay request number 2 for the Board of DD Residential Unit Remodeling Downsizing Project in the amount of $147,547.64.
Okay, would you like to make a motion?
Should you read?
Yes, you
Whereas,
can.
okay, so move.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved. Thanks, Heidi. The next item is the County Air Port, and we have Patty Fruitlaw who's going to explain to us.
How's everybody
Hi,
this morning?
Jenny.
Aye.
Patty?
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. I'll be there to see you.
Good, good. Not pumping. Don't get too much on our way. Well, we've got a few items today. First of all, In our last project, we had found that some of the drainage was not the way we expected it to be. We touched on that the last time I was here, and we did incur some cost overruns. Once the drainage was completed, we also found that a particular surface drain was not working the way it was engineered. In other words, the water was coming out, but it was taking a different path than what we created for it. So we did have to alter that a little bit and got that completed and under control. And that came to an additional funds, and so we're here to ask FAA to amend our grant for additional funds of $6,533.78. Of that, 5,880 of it is FAA funds, and the $653.78 is our county match.
Everything is working good then now?
Yeah, yes, we've tested it, we redid it. Basically what we had to do was dig it a little bit deeper and a little bit wider, and then the water started taking the path we intended the water to take instead of its own path.
All right, well, you want to read these items?
Do you want, she just started on number 5.
Yeah,
Do you want to
just
go
do
through the
5
rest of
first.
them,
You
or-
want to go through the next 2?
That's fine with me. And the next one, number 6, is we have a reimbursement for project 1613 that we are filing for, which is $8,860.64. And the county match of that is $885.64. That was also for our drainage project. And then reimbursement number 4 is for the funds that we have just asked to be granted to us. And those funds are typically available up to 15% of our original grant, so we don't foresee those to be declined at all. And that again is for the amount of $6,533.78. And the last item is we are closing out the project because we have completed it now. And all we would like you to do there is to acknowledge the closeout of project 1613, and we'll be done for this year.
How is everything going? How's the year been over there? Pretty
It's good.
decent?
It's good. We have, the Firebird hangar had been empty a little while. Mr. Venelak, once he auctioned off his collection of planes, we had hoped to rent it to another individual rather than put it out for individual rent. But that just didn't happen. We advertised it a lot. We went to all the places we thought we could get something, and it just never happened for us. So we did open up that this year for rentals, so we'll be recouping more of that income. But,
Do you have any in there yet?
yeah, we have a twin engine in there now, and we have 4 planes ready to come in the first of
Wow.
December. We had to do a little bit of work. The heating system had a few things that needed attention, and we took care of that last week. And then we wanted to button up the doors a little bit better. If we're going to ask the tenants to pay for heat, we'd like to make sure that we're getting the most efficient heat we can get for them. So,
I'm sure they appreciate that.
yeah, oh, I'm sure they will.
Are any of the planes moving from T hangars in there?
We had one that moved from a T hangar, but we've already filled that. I mean, our T hangars we have a waiting list for those. We have one open space in our medevac hangar. We just had a gentleman move out. And that's it. I mean, we've got maybe one space in each of the hangars that would be available at this point.
Nice.
We do have people on a waiting list, but they're all waiting for T hangars.
Because those are lower rate.
Slightly lower, but what they like more about T hangars is that they have their own individual doors. Nobody has to move their plane. They don't have to move anybody's plane. Whereas in a community hangar, there are other planes in there, and you worry about somebody bumping into doors
Yeah.
or whatnot. But there's advantages to the community hangars as well. Most of them have nice doors that you can get in and out, or electric doors. The Firebird hangar has its own restroom, and we are probably going to put a little area in there so the pilots have a little bit of a lounge for them, since we did open it up that way. So there's advantages.
The fellow that moved out of there, he had all those old military planes.
They weren't military, but they were antique.
Yeah,
Most
okay,
of them were
antiques, yeah.
His military collection, he did have a military collection
Okay.
earlier. He got rid of that and then ended up getting another collection over the years. But
Now, why did he leave? What, did he just retire or?
well, he's in his mid-70s.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I think part of it was, you know, my wife would not know what to do with this when I'm gone. Another part was he wanted to stabilize his business for his family's future.
Okay.
So there was a lot of reasons for him. He's also into boating a little bit more than flying right now, so he had a lot of reasons. And we really miss it because it was like a museum. It was like having our own museum.
In-
Was really
In the
nice.
hangar that you mentioned that you heat and you want to improve the weather stripping and so on,
Yeah.
do they take those planes in and out frequently?
They do.
So when they open that door,
We lose the heat.
the heat is
Yeah, so the idea is to make the doors roll as good
quickly as possible and
And, yep, and
have the plane ready to go
Yep.
before you open the door.
Yep, yep. Yep. And they pay the heat, so they do pay an elevated rent to cover that heat, so.
Thank you.
All right, would you like to do the
The
list?
Geauga County Airport Authority is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute a letter to the Federal Aviation Administration requesting an amendment to the grant for additional funds for FAA project AIP 33900541613, improved airport drainage in the amount of $6,533.78, $5,880 FAA portion, and $653.78 county match. The Geauga County Airport Authority is requesting the board acknowledge the submission of reimbursement number 3 and approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the outlay report and request for reimbursement for construction programs for FAA project AIP 33900541613, improve airport drainage in the amount of $8,860.64, $7,975 FAA portion, and $885.64 county match. The Geauga County Airport Authority is requesting the board acknowledge the submission of reimbursement number 4 and approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the outlay report and request for reimbursement for construction programs for FAA project AIP 33900541613, improve airport drainage in the amount of $6,533.78, $5,880 FAA portion, and $653.78 county match. The Geauga County Airport Authority is requesting the board acknowledge the submission of the project closeout report FAA project AIP 33900541613 to improve airport drainage as the project has been completed.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye. All motions have been approved. Thank you. All right, Common Pleas Court. Do we have someone here from Common Pleas? Well,
This is actually the addendum.
The addendum.
That was forgotten when you did the revised, grant.
For the permission.
Today. Yes.
okay, would you like to read that for us then?
The Common Pleas Court Intensive Supervision Probation is requesting the board approve and execute the addendum to the Community-Based Corrections Program 408 Subsidy Grant Agreement for the period July 1st, 2013 through June 30th, 2014 in the amount of $114,777, which reflects an increase of $3,982.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye, motion stands approved. Next time, the county engineer, tell. Oh, we got Pete with us today.
You guys get Pete today too.
Yeah, you need Pete.
Got a lot of subdivision stuff, he's our expert.
Yeah, for sure.
Good to go, sir.
Pete, how are you? Great to see you.
First item we have here is a contract between us and Chester Township to, they've always, well, for a long time, plowed some of our roads. They have subdivisions off them, so their trucks are already driving down the road, so it really costs them nothing except for the material they drop and a little bit of wear on their blades. So we got together years ago and decided we could both save money by doing this. And in fact, this year I was able to negotiate with them $7,000 less than last year, so
Oh,
it was good. We had a nice long chat about a couple weeks ago and finalized all this, and it's good for both. It actually saves the county from what, it's hard to project because of the snow and everything, but roughly it saves us about $15,000 to $20,000, and it actually benefits them about $15,000
Wow.
because they're already on the road.
sure.
So, as they're going down the road, they just plow it and put some material on it as they go to each subdivision on the roads. We do the same thing with Bainbridge. I believe they signed their contract last night, but I have not got them back yet, so we'll bring that to you. And it works great in the higher populated areas like that, where there's a lot of subdivisions. We can work together and helps everybody out. So really, this was just to have you guys approve this contract. Moving forward, like I said, it's about a $7,000 savings from last year.
That's
And that's all prices are down, that helps. That has a lot to do with it. But they'll go back up next year.
Yeah.
Morton has a lot on the ground right now, so what's interesting is our prices were almost just about half of other districts as far as salt goes on the state bid. For some reason, Morton, from what I hear, Morton had so much salt on the ground, they have to clear out in order to keep working. So we were at, well, it was under 25, it was 24 something, right around $25. And last year we were per ton, last year we were paying in the range of 46.
Wow.
And
That's a shot.
as I looked across the state, how the state bids went, 'cause we bought out the state bids because of the purchasing power. Really only us, Lake County and Ashtabula, we're getting those kind of, and Portage, we're getting those kind of prices. As you go down a little bit, they're back into the 45s. So it truly was them trying to get what's on the ground out of there so they can keep mining and keep working. So I truly think the numbers will go back up next year because that's the real number.
Cleared out the old
But we're
stuff.
gonna take advantage of it this year.
Yeah.
And we'll buy up everything we can, even at the end of the season, and fill our barns up. And
So you
pass
get that
savings
price the
on.
whole season?
Yes, our contract runs through, it's a full-year contract. So what we end up doing is, we clean out our salt storage barns and everything. We have to buy at least 80% of what we contracted for, but no more than 120 will they guarantee. So what we'll do this year is we'll buy the 120 and we'll fill up the barns, and I'm gonna try to beg them to, sell us more at that price. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens, and fill them to the gills.
Joe, in the barn, how many tons will you be able to get?
We actually have a dome with a barn attached to it, and you have to have access. If we're full to the gills, we can hold about 6,000 tons.
6,000.
Yeah.
What about are there townships part of this program as well?
Well, what the townships do is they're allowed to buy off the state also. In the past, we used to put our own contracts out, and we tried again this year too, and they came back around 45. And I said, I'll take my chance with the state bid, and obviously it was the right decision, and we were shocked at the number. But yeah, some of the bigger townships like Bainbridge and Chester, they do buy directly off that state bid like we do. And then we have some smaller townships that actually come and get it from us. Well, Newberry does
Yeah,
at
I wasn't
times.
sure how they were doing that.
The small guys, Hamden does. They're, with all the pollution prevention, the NPDES and all that, it all has to be covered, it has to be loaded under roof and everything like that. So the little guys just don't have the money to build a dome or a tent,
What does something like that cost?
Well, what we're hoping in a 5-year plan is to, our dome needs some work. It needs about $80,000 worth of work, and it just, in my mind, it's not worth it. They're expensive structures. They were kind of the thing to do when everybody was building a dome, But now you have like what Arms has, the tent down there. You've seen it from 322 looking down there. Much more cost effective. We can get a structure that'll hold about 10 to 12,000 tons for about 400,000, which is, we can't even hold that now, and just the repairs on what we have, it's going to cost us 80 on the one building, and that's not the second building. So the reality is, if a township wanted to get into this business, they'd be a little smaller, but they would be in the area of probably about 300,000. Bainbridge just built a small dome, one that's probably less than 2/3 the size of our dome, and that cost them 300,000.
Let me ask you something.
So if we have the storage area and we have the buying power, and the townships are close to us, which, we're centralized down there in Clarendon at Merritt Road, they can come to us and make a savings, in which, if I end up in the 5-year plan building the tent structure like Arms has, very efficient structure, but then I can also accommodate the townships even better.
Is
And
the
they don't
dome in
have to get-
Munson about that size? The dome that we have in Munson?
Um,
How's that? remember.
I think
we got
that's
one
about
of
the
that.
size of Bainbridge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
pretty
we
sure.
had a
Yeah.
good size.
Hey, Judith, this is just a thought, and obviously we could just talk about this later, but, you know, if you, and I guess you gotta look at it like salt is almost as a commodity.
Oh, it is,
Um,
absolutely.
If we were to look at, you're buying it for 20, you said 26 or
It's 20, hey Frank, is it 24 something?
24?
24/7.
And we're looking at, let's say it goes back to 46 to say 50, we're buying it at half of the price. Well, we're basically, if we're looking at 10,000 tons, I mean, our savings, I mean, we could have almost $200,000 of savings of buying 10,000, that we could take that
Absolutely.
200,000 and build another tent before the price jumps up. If we could get something going, you know, within like an ASAP deal, I think that makes total sense to
Didn't you say
do.
that they only guarantee
They will only guarantee.
120?
Right.
Is that what I heard, the
Yes,
120?
you
No,
did.
120.
Yeah, they will only guarantee up to 100. Yeah, and I think we put the contract in at 7,000 tons this year. But, you know, that's what I said too.
They
I
won't
I
let
would
you
love to
stockpile
talk
it?
to those guys.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be under roof. It has to.
It has to be under
It
roof.
has to be under
Yep.
roof. So, yeah, that is an
It's
issue.
not a bad
Are there any
idea,
other
those
entities
guys.
beside townships that may come and get salt from you? I'm thinking about,
Charging 30?
well, school districts.
Well, we do charge a
School-
little bit.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
but
Charge
school
for it.
districts, you know, they can
You guys
fill
do.
the back of their truck.
You guys do.
Well, I'm not a guy over there anymore.
No,
My
no, no,
form-
no,
my
no,
form-
No, your new job. The commissioners actually come and get salt from us.
Okay,
Glenn will
Yeah,
set his
Glenn
guys
does.
up. and-
Okay.
Yeah, we buy it at such a price, I mean, it's practically
There's
free to you
cars
guys.
like this going home.
We do make sure it is a county vehicle that comes.
no, I didn't know if,
But there are, you know, some entities that do,
because they don't have the facilities to store it except in the back of the truck.
correct.
So they drive over to someplace and fill up the box in the truck and put a tarp over it, and that's
Right.
where it stays until it's used up, and then they have to do it again. They don't have the,
Right, and no, Chardon Schools, as far as I know, we've never.
I thought they did it with the city, either.
They
I
probably
think
do
they
it
did
the
it with the
city or ARMS directly. ARMS does keep quite a bit down in their facility, because they have to meet contractual obligations. You know, if we call, they actually have the contract with Morton right now, to deliver the salt for Morton. Our contract's with Morton, but they actually the hauler for them. So what they've done is they keep some on site, so if Morton's backed up and they can't get it, we don't get shorted. So they can haul through, and then they also provide to other people.
because I would imagine if we're doing it for a lot of smaller entities, it might become paperwork.
Well, and it can. It tends to be pretty productive and so forth to do with the townships. They have the same size trucks as us and so forth. You start, like, you know, even yesterday, one of Glenn's trucks was down there and, you know, saw our guys go in with our huge loader that wouldn't fit in this room, and they take a corner out of the, you know, the bucket, and they try to, you know, real careful.
Dump some in the box and
It's-
half on the ground and then scoop it back up.
Yeah, exactly. So, it works, and we're more than glad to work with the commissioners on that, but I don't know that working, the school districts it's a different kind of facility, but the city is more set up for that. They could run a little skid steer over and.
Like
and
the
they go their
hospital,
trucks.
for instance, which is in close proximity to you. I don't know who does the hospital or if they do their own. or-
As far as I know, they probably contract it out, but we would have a hard time, we can't really do private business contract.
At that contract price for more, you can't be selling the private.
Right, and we can't end up being short for ourselves, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And we don't force commitments on the townships that get it. We have an idea what they usually get, but we don't force the commitments on it. So I gotta be careful when I don't commit and say, well, we'll take 12,000 tons, and I don't even have a building to put it in. You know, I can't store that much.
Well, if you don't have a hard winter, you're gonna have to.
Exactly,
you're gonna, you know.
exactly. So there's some
It
logistics to it.
stays loose over the years, does it?
Oh, yeah, it's not a problem, yeah, no. it
Not,
doesn't.
never is a problem.
Yeah. And no, I mean, we clean out, I mean, it's empty. Yeah, so that's not even an issue, but no, it does stay. It doesn't get rained on or anything, it's under roof.
Yeah.
But yeah, Commissioner, like you were, yeah, and I will have some discussions with Morton to see if we can buy more than our contract says. Just because of the savings alone.
Yeah, like you said, you
it's-
paid for
it's
part of that
enormous.
building.
You
Yeah,
pay for half
yeah,
of the building
yeah.
with, 1 year's
Yeah.
worth of salt, so.
It only makes sense, I mean,
Right.
if we can do that, I mean, I think that would be a huge plus.
Yeah, it's a win for everybody if we can do it. And I did have some thoughts too. I don't know if some of the other, we'll see how the winter goes, but maybe some of the other counties that are close to us that we have a good working relationship with, Portage, Summit, Trumbull, Lake County, Ashtabula, if they're not able to store up what they have to buy, we could perhaps buy their
Charge them
portion.
rent.
Well, no, we'll buy it.
We'll buy
keep
it. We'll keep it,
Yeah. And,
They don't
you know,
buy
that all
from us.
depends what kind of winter we have. If we have a tough winter, they're gonna need everything they ordered.
Yeah.
And there has been years where, you have to buy your 80%, you're going, I don't know if we'll be able to get this in the barn, then you have to, so. Yeah, it's, if you guys can predict the winter for me, I'd love it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we're gonna get snow today.
That's a long
Tell-
story about a plow agreement.
Yeah,
But at any rate, this one, we saved 7,000, so.
okay.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve, accept, and execute the snow and ice control agreement between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners, the Geauga County Engineer, and the Chester Township Board of Trustees for the winter season of 2013 through 2014.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye. Sorry. Now, next item, weight maintenance.
Take that, Pete.
Weight
Yeah,
maintenance.
Canyon Woods, 12A, Phase 12A, the Canyon Lake Colony subdivision, is accepting for total maintenance. We've gone through this maintenance period for over a year, and we did a walkthrough and fixed up a few things, and it's ready to turn over for total maintenance to Bainbridge Township.
Great. Well, that's been a long time in coming, can't
Yeah.
they had all those
A lot of
sections.
Well, I mean, they're on, the other part, they have Phase 13A, which is going, and there's probably 3 or 4 or 5, 6 more phases anyways, and they have a lot of condo units yet to go. So it's over half built. I don't think it's 75% built yet,
But still, it's,
since 1988.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Wow. Okay,
The county engineer's office is requesting the board accept Canyon Woods Phase 12A in the Canyon Lakes County subdivision in Bainbridge Township for total maintenance by Bainbridge Township.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
aye.
and the next one is we release, they have mortgage deeds on it instead of cash guarantees that we do now. They're under the 1977 regulations through a judgment entry, federal judgment entry in 1988. So they're allowed to put up lots as their guarantees for performance and maintenance. So we're releasing that now, since we released it for total maintenance in the next one.
Okay, so that's two satisfactions. Those are all connected, right?
Correct.
In the Canyon manner. Okay, why don't you go right down those then?
You want to do all
Yeah.
12 and 13 together?
Yeah.
And then do
Yes.
14 separate? The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute the satisfaction of mortgage releasing the mortgage deed for sublet number 238 in
That's
Canyon
nice,
Lakes
John.
County, Phase 11B for the maintenance guarantee for Canyon Lakes County, Phase 12A, Canyon Woods and Bainbridge Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute the satisfaction of mortgage releasing the mortgage deed for sublet number 26 in Canyon Manor for the performance guarantee for Canyon Lakes County, Phase 12B, Canyon Woods and Bainbridge Township.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye. Motion stand
14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more.
The 14 is,
14.
now that we've released those, we're gonna accept back one of those for the maintenance guarantee for Phase 12B.
Okay.
And
I'm
then-
with you.
and then
Hey, it's a
fif-
federal judge that said we have to do it this way, so.
Federal.
And then number 15 is then accepting Phase 12B for snow and ice removal only by the township. And it's under its maintenance period then for, till next year.
Till next year. All right, you want to read 14 and 15?
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve, accept and execute the mortgage deed for sublet number 26 in Canyon Manor for the maintenance guarantee for Canyon Lakes County Phase 12B in Bainbridge Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board accept Canyon Woods Phase 12B in Canyon Lakes County subdivision for snow and ice removal by Bainbridge Township.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye. Motion stands approved.
Thank you.
Good to see you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Getting out on Monday, Pete?
Yeah, probably not. Hopefully get a couple before that.
Doug, Water Resources?
Good morning.
How you doing, Doug?
Good. We're asking, this is an application that we get annually from the Ohio Department of Health, and it allows us to do any repairs for any of the private water systems. We currently help out with Post 2 for the Sheriff's Department there on 87. And if we had any kind of repair work we have to do, we have to be a licensed installer to be able to do the work. So then this way we can bypass that, we just have it ready. And then in case any of the other ones like Tanglewood or Kimberly or Laurel
can,
Springs, we could
yeah.
actually volunteer to do it and then get reimbursed, but we already have the license ahead of time.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 13-208, authorizing the Director of the Department of Water Resources to execute any and all instruments and indemnify the Department of Water Resources pertaining to the bond posted to the Ohio Department of Health, DEH Private Water Systems for the application for a private water system with Stoller's license to cover activities of the Department's water treatment and distribution operations.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye. Motion stands approved. Okay, the next one is to approve and execute Resolution 13209 honoring Rory M. Hogan for achieving Eagle Scout highest award bestowed upon a Boy Scout.
Is it related to CEI? No, okay.
Spell different.
Oh,
Okay.
this is HOU, he's, I think Hogan is HOG,
Okay, okay.
but it's close. Make a motion?
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye. Okay. Okay, the next one is we have to rescind a motion because we had our protocol screwed up here. And so the actual recommendation to permit is done by a joint board, which is comprised of Portage and Geauga. So we all didn't understand the whole protocol business, but here it is. So this is why we have to do this. Would you like to read that?
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board rescind the motion from November 19, 2013 that read, appoint Janet Carson to the Portage Geauga Detention Center Joint Board of Trustees to fill the unexpired term of Carolyn Pashke through May 31st, 2014 at the recommendation of Judge Timothy Rendell and pursuant to ORC 2152.44 in order to permit the appointment to be made by the Joint Board of Trustees.
So move.
Second?
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Sweeney?
Aye, motion stands approved. Okay, coming up, I hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving. We're gonna do ours on Saturday. I know, we're gonna do yours Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, the 28th, of course, is Thanksgiving, it's canceled, and the 28th, all offices will be closed except for our 24-hour operations, which will stay open. We've also closed the offices on Friday. Then, coming on the 3rd, we'll be back in session, and on the 5th of December also. And then on the 5th, we'll be down at the Portage Geauga Juvenile Detention Joint Board meeting at 2 p.m. in Portage. So that's when we will be making that motion that we just rescinded. On the 5th, there's also a trustee meeting at 4 p.m. at Willoughby Hills for the CRWP. And on the 6th, we have a CIC luncheon, which we bring our people that like Christina and David to lunch at St. Dennis. We're all invited. It's usually a really nice lunch. And there's, I forgot who's talking. Do you remember?
I can see your
Dr.
picture.
I see
Yeah,
the
see your picture,
picture.
yeah.
Dr. K.
I'd like to say a little more.
Survival in the workplace.
It's
Yes.
survival in the workplace.
Yes.
Yeah, we all
Learn to take it
survive.
through that.
We all
Be
survive
useful.
something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then from the 8th to the 10th, the commissioners will attend the CCAO Winter Conference in Columbus, which we attend every year. And on the 10th, that great day, the commission meeting is canceled. And also there is planning commission. I don't know if we'll all make it back in time, but we'll see. And on the 12th is, we will have regular session, and that's all we've got listed for now. But I do wish you all a very,
I changed my plans, so I will be here on the 12th.
oh, good. But I wish you all a nice Thanksgiving, and I think we have so much to be thankful for in our life, regardless of any unhappiness you may see. Overall, we really have a wonderful life in Geauga and in the United States.
The only thing that I wanted to add is,
Yeah.
I know that we have the meeting on the 3rd, which is gonna be.
Oh, yeah, well, how
is
you
that
doing
the
on that?
third- Is that Tuesday?
Yeah.
I tried to get a hold of ODOT to try to get some crash reports, and I'm not having the greatest success of getting them
Oh.
to be able to expedite on things.
Did
Well, we
Byron-
talk to Joe and see
talk
if
to
he
Myron
can,
Packish.
yeah, Joe.
Usually
Joe,
Byron would,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
accommodate you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would go right to Myron,
okay,
I would.
so, we, just try to get some of that and,
Yeah,
um,
and then we were also gonna discuss briefly the RID with some of the stakeholders
on the 3rd,
on the 3rd.
very
Right.
good.
Just, so that, if they have concerns about what's proposed, that they have a chance to voice that. 'Cause
Okay.
you guys really kind of speak for all these other agencies, and you want them to have a chance to chime in.
Okay,
Well, I think that's important.
And then on the 5th, and I mentioned that now, we're looking to do the permanent appropriation on the 5th, which is the official budget, but it's really just a tax budget with some modifications. And Heidi's gonna give you each a spreadsheet that shows you the original tax budget that you approved back in July and the changes that have been put into it. Again, these are the biggest monetary changes or reductions because the revenue is not certified to the level where people wanted to have it set for the budget, so they have to back it off until the revenue is certified. The big decisions on the budget, really, this is core operations we're talking about here that will be discussed next Thursday and, be presented to you guys to adopt this annual appropriation. The big decisions will come in January after we know what the carryover balance is. And that's when you'll really consider a lot of those things that were asked for in the budget hearings that weren't part of this
Yeah.
budget. So
To
that's,
accommodate,
so Thursday's kind of,
Busy.
it's a decision, but it's not really anything where you have a major decision making, because most of it's just simply core operations that were in the tax budget that
Yeah.
you already approved. But Heidi will give you the summary that shows you the differences. So hopefully you have time to look at that. Over the Thanksgiving weekend, Heidi should have it for you before you go to.
all right.
And then I just wanted to add that today is my last session that I will be sitting at the end of the table. That on Tuesday, your first action is to appoint Debbie as temporary acting
Are you
clerk.
ready, Deb?
I'll see.
Where you
I
going?
will be here.
Where
you
I
going?
will be here at the end of the
Damn it.
week, next week, but I will be delivering on Monday the 9th at 7:30 in the morning, so.
I keep telling her it's better in than out. Am I right?
As long as
Yeah,
baby Blair sticks to that schedule.
That's right,
But that 10th is such a bitter
so,
Well, we wish you the best, and we know
So-
we want everything good to happen for you.
yes, our fingers are crossed, so. So, so,
That first month.
sure,
Make that
To
motion.
adjourn?
all right.
I would like that.
You like that?
Yeah, it's a favorite. It's my favorite.
The motion of all motions.
Motion to adjourn.